Okay, so this is going to be the before video. I'm getting ready to do a coat of paint on the trim around the window and the windowsill all the way around it, and then the door trim there. That partial trim around that one, there was a wall originally on this side, which is why there's no trim on this, because there was a wall here before. But I've already painted that, it looks like. Does need a little bit of touch up though. And then giving that window trim a coat of paint as well, and just white. Not sure how many coats that'll take. I know when I painted the rest of the trim in the house, it doesn't seem to want to stay on the trim, but it took probably 2 or 3 coats, and it's probably because there's some kind of finish on this that is keeping it from sticking. It'll paint on just fine, but like it flakes off after a certain period of time. So, but I'm going to at least attempt it so that it matches the rest of the rooms. Just not ready for more sanding, so there'll be a day 3 of sanding, but I'm going to let that sit overnight before I go back and resand it. So that'll be for tomorrow. And since I'm having antsy pants moment, I want to get something else accomplished. You just should have saw the video yesterday where I cleaned the windows. I didn't record it while I was doing it, but I did clean the windows. On the inside, I cleaned the glass on both of the 2 windows. I cleaned the sills and in the tracks on both of these 2 windows. So now I'm going to give them a little coat of paint. All right, I'll be back once I've got a coat on. Okay, so I've got the first coat of paint. There, maybe now y'all can see. I've got the first coat of paint on the window here. I still got to wrap the cord up around the vacuum cleaner. Still got to take the old blinds out to the garbage. I got a first coat on the trim here. I did around the door, and the trim along the bottom of that closet in there, and the trim in here. This is the first coat. It's going to need at least 1 more, if not 2. Some of it on this window, which is where I started. I did this window, then the other window, and then went to the doors, is already pretty dry to the touch, but I'm going to let it dry overnight just to make sure, because like I said, I've had plenty of problems with it coming off at a later date. This is one of the last things I painted. It's still, you can see it's kind of shiny still, but that trim was what I painted last. So I did make some boo-boos and get the trim color on the wall, but I have to paint the walls in there still and in there. So when I go to do that, I will touch that up. So I'm not stressing over it right now, but I've got the first coat on. I even got that little piece down there because apparently I didn't see him. And then the little wedgie piece, and yes, that is a technical term, wedgie piece. You can kind of see it's a little shiny right in there. Wasn't painted either, so I gave that a first coat. You can see how streaky it looks. You can see the brush marks in it, and that is because it is the first coat. And this part, more likely than not, I'll do the wall color. I haven't gotten that far ahead of myself yet. So first coat on the trim is all done. I am going to take myself off duty now and go and relax. I wrapped my brush up in a plastic bag to keep it from drying out. That way I don't have to wash it till I'm completely done with all the trim, because that just seems silly to me to wash it to put more paint in it, to wash it to put more paint in it. And yeah, I'm not into doing all that extra work. That's just silly to me. So, but there you have it. First coat on all the trim. Yes, it looks really sloppy. I get that. That's not unusual. They've all looked that way after just the first coat. Because trust me, when I first started painting some of the trim in some of the other rooms, I was freaking out. But yeah, so far it's coming together. It's coming together. So I shall bring you back tomorrow, probably in a new video, when I have gotten another coat on and show you the finished product. Or I might go ahead and just make it one video for the paint. I haven't decided yet. But I'm sure you'll know by the time you actually see this part. All right, see you later.